Hello everyone, welcome back to another informative video. So Nepal trekking season is officially open and let's talk about Annapurna Base Camp trek today. I did this trek last year in the month of May without a guide or a porter, and I have already made extensive content on this both on my Instagram and my YouTube. I will link all the videos in the description so you can check those videos out. It has the itineraries, packing list and everything. But I still keep getting a lot of questions, so I have listed all the questions here and I will try to answer them based on my experience. So let's start with the first question. What is the difficulty level of the trek? I'd say it is moderate in difficulty. You don't have to be super fit to do this trek, but it is still physically very challenging because you have to trek for 5 to 7 hours daily, both ascents and descents, and Annapurna Base Camp has a lot of stairs, which personally I find more strenuous for the body rather than going on a normal mountain trail. But again, having said that, if you have basic level of fitness and you have done a few treks before, you will be able to do it. Okay, next question is how to reach. So you have to reach Kathmandu first from wherever you are coming. For Indians, you can take a flight from Delhi or any other city and reach to Kathmandu directly. Alternatively, you can also take a train to Gorakhpur and then cross the border by bus. From Kathmandu, again you can take a bus to reach Pokhara, or you can take a flight from Kathmandu to Pokhara. So you have to reach Pokhara to start the trek. Once you reach Pokhara, you can just spend a couple of days there, do some shopping and all that. There are different routes to go on this trek. The one I took starts from Nayapul. To reach Nayapul, you have to go to a place called 0 Point in Pokhara. Early in the morning, once you go there, you will find a lot of minivans and buses, and which will drop you directly at the starting point of the trek. And if you are starting your trek from Ghorepani or Jhinu Danda, you will get share taxis for those places as well. Next question is how many kilometers is the trek and how long does it take? So again, as I said, there are different routes. The longest one is almost 85 kilometers and it can take somewhere around 8 to 10 days based on your pace. The shortest is somewhere around 40 kilometers and can take from 5 to 6 days. Here is a map for your quick understanding. So if you are a beginner and you are short on time, you can take the shorter route which starts from Jhinu Danda or Ghanruk. What is the best time to do this trek and what to expect weather-wise? So first best season is spring, which starts from late March to early May. Second best season is autumn, which is October to November. The weather will be very pleasant in both these seasons. I personally wouldn't advise trekking in peak monsoon, which is July and August, because you'll have to trek in heavy rains, you won't get any views, and on some places the trail also might get very slippery. Okay, next question is what documents do we need for permit? Do Indians need passport? So Indians do not need passport to enter Nepal or even to get the permit. Your voter ID and Aadhaar card is enough. For permit, carry a copy of your voter ID, Aadhaar card and 2 passport size photographs. As of now, you only need one permit, which is called ACAP permit, and you will get this permit very easily at Nepal Tourism Board office, which is both in Kathmandu and Pokhara, and you can also apply for the permit online. Next question is insurance mandatory? No, it is not mandatory, but it's always good to have. Should I go solo or with an agency? See, going solo is allowed by the government, but should you go solo or not, that's completely your call. If you feel you are physically fit and you have done few treks before, then it's totally doable. The trail are properly marked and you will never be alone on the trail because there are many trekkers, many big groups which will be passing through, so you don't have to worry about being all alone on the trek. And if you're still not sure and if you don't want to join a big group, then you can go to Pokhara and then you can hire a guide from there. There are multiple agencies which will provide you guide and porter services. How to navigate and what maps to use while trekking? So ABC is quite commercial and trails are properly marked for most part. I also used Mappy app. You can download it from your Play Store, and don't forget to download offline map of Nepal before starting the trek. Okay, so the next question is how the network is on the trek. So you won't get any network during the trek. However, you will get Wi-Fi in the tea houses, but you will have to pay extra for Wi-Fi services. Are accommodations easily available on the spot or do you need to pre-book? Okay, this is one of the most asked questions. So in peak months like April, October and November, you might find it difficult to find the accommodation on spot because of the large groups. And there are very few stays which are available online, so there is no foolproof way to pre-book your stays. So in that case, you can do 2 things. First is start your trek early, reach the villages early and you might find stays there. Secondly, in the lower villages there are multiple lodges, so you probably will find stay easily, and you can ask your lodge owner to book your stay for the next village as well, and you can keep doing this for the entire length of trek. And if you're going with a guide or any agency, they will take care of the stays and food for you. Okay, next question is, how serious is altitude sickness on this trek and how was your experience with it? I personally did not face AMS, but do not take this lightly because the highest altitude on this trek is 4130 meters. If you're not used to high altitudes and if this is your first high altitude trek, you should take it seriously. So the common symptoms for AMS is nausea, vomiting, headaches. As soon as you start getting these symptoms, take a rest day, inform your fellow trekkers, your lodge owner, and eat well and drink plenty of water. Also carry a Diamox with you, which is a preventative drug for AMS, but it can cause dehydration, so you have to double the amount of your water intake after you take Diamox. The next question is, what did you pack for this trek? So as I said, I have already made a separate video of the packing list. I will link that video in the description so you can check it from there. How do you manage your periods during the trek? I use a menstrual cup, so it is easier that way. Also, lodges are available at each village, so it wasn't that difficult. If you use a pad or a tampon, you can just wrap it and dispose it once you reach the tea house in the evening. Please do not throw on the trail. Okay, so the next question is, what mistakes did you make during the trek? I didn't make any major mistakes. First one is I did not download the offline maps beforehand, and I actually got lost on the third day, but I found my way back. So download the offline map of Nepal before starting the trek. Second is, I did not enable my international payments on Google Pay, and I could not receive OTPs because of roaming, and it was a whole hassle. So make sure you are enabling before leaving India. Apart from these, I didn't make any major mistakes, but a very common mistake I see people making is overpacking. If you're not hiring a porter, you are carrying your own backpack, make sure it is somewhere around 8 to 10 kgs max. If your backpack is heavy, it will ruin the entire experience. Next question is, how much was the budget? Where did you exchange the cash? Does UPI work? So I almost spent 25k NPR from Pokhara to Pokhara. Now it may vary depending on the route you are taking. I took the longest route, which was 8 days, and if you're taking a shorter one, it will come down drastically. Also, this is for a solo trekker. Again, if you're going with a guide or any agency, this will be much higher. For cash exchange, there are plenty of cash exchange centers both in Kathmandu and Pokhara. And about UPI, yes, it does work, but it only works in the cities like Kathmandu, Pokhara. Once you start the trek, UPI doesn't work. Next is, are you planning to do this trek again or can we join you? Again, one of the most asked questions. No, I'm not planning to do this trek again. And for now, I'm not taking any groups for the treks as well, but in future if I collaborate with some trekking agency, I will let you know and then maybe you can join me. So these were all the questions I received, and I hope I was able to answer your question. I will link all the related videos in the description, and if you still feel you have any more questions, you can comment down below. I will try to answer them. See you in the next one. Happy trekking.